Welcome to today's easy English lesson. Today's lesson is going to be called The Painted Clock. Let's begin. It was a rainy Thursday night at the Silver Oak Hotel. The hotel lobby was big and beautiful. In the corner, there was a very old clock. The clock was special because it had a picture of a golden sun painted on the front. At 8 p.m., the hotel owner, Mr. Higgins, walked into the lobby. He carried a small black box. Inside the box was a very expensive blue ring. Mr. Higgins opened a small secret door on the side of the clock. He put the black box inside the clock. Then he locked the door with a small silver key. He put the key in his pocket and walked into the restaurant to eat dinner. At 8:30 p.m., the lights went out. The hotel was completely dark for 2 minutes. When the lights came back on, Mr. Higgins ran to the clock. The door was open and the ring was gone. Question number 1. What was inside the small black box? Was it A, a silver key, B, an expensive blue ring, or C, a picture of the sun? What was inside the small black box? The correct answer is B. There was an expensive blue ring inside the box. Let's see what happens next. The big glass front doors of the hotel were locked because of the bad storm. Nobody could leave the building, and nobody could come inside. A detective named Inspector Thomas was staying at the hotel. He came down the stairs to help. He knew the thief was a person inside the lobby. There were only 2 people in the lobby, a hotel guest named Julian and the receptionist named Clara. First, Inspector Thomas talked to Julian. Julian was sitting on a sofa near the warm fireplace. He was wearing a big winter coat and holding a book. "I was just sitting here and reading my book," Julian said. "When the lights went out, the room became very dark. I did not move. I waited on the sofa until the lights came back on." What was Julian doing when the lights went out? Was he A, he was eating dinner in the hotel restaurant, B, he was reading a book near the fireplace, or C, he was looking for a key? The correct answer is B. Julian was sitting near the fireplace and reading a book. Next, the inspector talked to Clara, the receptionist. She was standing behind the front desk. She was organizing some paper keys. Clara looked very nervous, and her hands were shaking. "I was only working on my computer," Clara said quickly. "When the power went out, my computer turned off. I stayed at my desk. I was looking for a flashlight in the desk drawers." Inspector Thomas walked over to the old clock. He looked at the small silver lock on the side. The lock was not broken, and it had no scratches. This meant the thief did not use a hammer or a tool to break the door. The inspector thought for a minute. Then he looked at the picture of the golden sun on the front of the clock. Question 3. Was the clock lock broken by the thief? A. Yes, it was. B. No, it was not. Or C. The story does not say. The lock was not broken at all. The thief did not use force. The inspector walked closer to the front of the clock. He took his hand and pushed the center of the painted golden sun. Suddenly, there was a quiet click sound. The front of the clock opened up like a little door. Inside, the compartment was completely empty. "Wow," said the inspector. "You do not need a key to open this clock. You just need to push the painted sun." Inspector Thomas turned around to look at Julian and Clara. He looked at Julian's big winter coat and his leather gloves. Then he walked to the front desk and looked at Clara's uniform. Finally, the detective looked at the floor, and he smelled the air. The inspector smiled. He knew exactly who took the expensive blue ring. How did the inspector open the secret door? A. He used a silver key. B. He broke it with a tool. Or C. He pushed the painted golden sun. He pushed the painted golden sun to open the secret door from the front. "The mystery is finished," Inspector Thomas said loudly. "The thief thought the dark would hide them, but they made a big mistake." The hotel owner, Mr. Higgins, was very surprised. "Who is the thief, Inspector?" he asked. The detective pointed his finger at Julian, the guest on the sofa. "Julian is the thief," the inspector said. Julian said he sat perfectly still on the sofa during the dark minutes, the inspector explained. "But the floor makes a lot of noise when you walk on it." To hide the sound of his big boots, Julian took the heavy curtains and threw them into the fireplace. This made a loud crack sound so nobody could hear his footsteps. But look at Julian's coat. The fire is now dead, but Julian's big coat smells strongly of fresh wood smoke. Julian knew he was caught. He reached into his pocket, took out the blue ring, and gave it to the inspector. Question number 5. How did the inspector know that Julian was the thief? A. Julian's boots were wet from the rain. B. Julian's big coat smelled like fresh wood smoke. Or C. Clara saw Julian take the ring. B. Julian's coat smelled like wood smoke because he threw the curtains into the fire to make a loud noise. Very good job. That's the end of our story for today. How many questions did you get right? Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe for more daily English lessons. Hope you have a great day.